Welcome to the Beacon of Truth. In a world of misinformation, disinformation, and lies, the truth is hard to find. Here at the Beacon of Truth, we discuss a variety of topics from politics, sports, love and relationships, and everything in between. No matter the subject, you will always find the truth. Welcome to the Beacon of Truth.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Beacon of Truth podcast. I am your host, Mrs. Erin Willis. We got a wonderful show for you this evening. Just a couple of political updates, and then we are having celebrity drama discussions. And I would be remiss not to have my resident celebrity drama specialist on deck.
That would imply that I like drama, and I don't like drama.
Okay, Miss Lovey the McPherson.
All day.
All right, let's welcome Lovey to the show.
All day.
Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
Welcome. Well, thank you.
Oh, okay. Well, you welcoming me to my podcast? Thank you, girl.
Yeah, I'm used to welcoming people. I'm not used to being welcomed.
How's your Saturday going?
What you normally say?
I'm not. Hello, Mr. Berlin Willis. Good evening.
Hey, Vic. Sorry. My friend just texted me and said she on her way here.
Ooh. So that's why you don't fool with black people. Oh, nevertheless. So let's get on with the show. So last week I covered a lot of national news and stuff like that. This week we're gonna have a little fun. I got 2 political or whatever updates, and then we'll get into the celebrity thing. So in case you've been under a rock or watching Fox News, January 6th hearings started this Thursday with opening statements from Chairman Thompson and Vice Chair Liz Cheney. Very interesting 2 hours. Very interesting.
You watched all 2 hours?
Yes, I did. All 2 hours. Got a different perspective on what happened on January 6th. And that's all I gotta say about that. Comments, questions, concerns about that before I move.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm texting my friend to let her know that I'm recording.
I know. I appreciate that.
No, I don't think any of it is gonna be worth. Well, you put the advisory up there. It ain't gonna be worth the damn, because ain't nothing gonna happen.
But it's interesting TV, at least.
It is interesting, but it's gonna be hard pressed to change those who already have an opinion of it being a visit. It was a visit to the Capitol. Boy.
Okay.
Stop. Okay.
I mean, I've seen milder footage on Girls Gone Wild videos. But also, we have more facts coming out about the Uvalde shooting, the school shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. The police are under heavy scrutiny because the more and more they investigate, the more and more it looks like they just weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. But to their defense, I mean, if there is such a thing as a defense in this case, they legitimately were not prepared. They didn't have the tactical equipment to withstand AR-15. But nobody sees the need to change anything about that. But okay. Go ahead.
But they were the state that were trying to change laws.
Oh, they did. They did change laws.
Yeah, after the last shooting that they had.
So yeah, it's more difficult to sell a taco, like from a taco stand, than it is to get an AR-15 in Texas.
Why we gotta be a taco when you talking about Texas?
Because they sell tacos in Texas. Big ones, because everything's bigger in Texas. That's why they like the big guns. I don't know.
I cannot.
Just saying. But just so you know, while we're talking about gun violence and all of that, because it's still going on. This year alone, there have been over 250 mass shootings, with 27 of them being school shootings. Since Columbine back in 1999, an awesome year, the year I graduated, there have been 331 school shootings. 331 school shootings, resulting in over 311,000 children being exposed or experiencing gun violence. But there's no need to do anything different.
When did the assault rifle ban lift?
2000, was it 6?
So, do you have the stats of what it was in between Columbine, so 99 and 06?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. But I'm sure it was far and in between.
I'm reading comments. Texas does sell tacos, but I don't think Texas would give up their guns, but I can't blame them.
What do you mean give up their guns? We're not telling them to give up like their
handguns.
We talking about the rifle. Yeah, we talking about handguns. We talking about rifles. Because rifles are meant to completely destroy an object. It's not to, I'm gonna put a little pellet in your leg. No.
Yeah.
Those children were macerated, okay? They were completely unidentifiable.
Some of them were in fact decapitated by the rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally had their backs blown out. And in fact, the argument that these rifles or these weapons are necessary for hunting is null and void for the simple fact that it would destroy the meat. It would destroy any animal you were hunting.
So I just don't understand, why is there a need? We are in a civil war. We are. But it's not, those guns should not be anywhere on the streets. Unless you are like at war, you over the pond, you over there. We don't need that over here.
Right. And I asked this question last week, so I'm asking you since you're here. So if they do pass an assault weapons ban, right? Ban AR-15s, anything like more than hunting rifles and things like that. What do you do about the ones that are already on the streets?
Well, we got to stay prayed up anyway, because ain't no telling what could happen. You know, you got to have your affairs in order, mine in order, because it ain't safe. It ain't safe. Nowhere. Can't go to church, can't go to school, can't go to the liquor store, can't go to the gas station, the grocery store. Can't go nowhere.
Can't sleep next to somebody else's woman. Just saying.
Is that
we get there.
Is that your segue?
We about to get there. We about to get there.
Okay, you can't be dropping stuff like that and then just be like, oh, hold on, we gonna get there.
But that's it for my updates. That's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. They probably thought, oh, there's very minimal violence here in the city. Because my sister thought like that. Because the city that she worked in is small. They didn't have very many occurrences on a daily basis, but it was nothing that was extremely severe for a call that they'd get. So I'm sure that they probably thought that too. But then when it came time to suit up and boot up and get in front of the line, nobody wanted to do it. So, but you got parents. You got parents that's literally fighting these officers, quote unquote officers, to get inside of the school.
And there was one parent who was actually detained by the police. She talked them into believing that she was going to be, okay, I'll be good, whatever. As soon as they let her go, she ran in there and got her children out and came back to the police and was like, okay, do what y'all got to do with me. I got my children safe.
He was a border patrol officer where his wife worked at the school and his daughter attended the school. And he went in. He was in the barber chair getting his hair cut. And he and the barber got notification that something was going on at school. So they was just like, oh, what? You got a gun? Yeah, let me have it. And he went up there and, you know, he told them who they were. He said, it's a small community. Everyone pretty much knows who I am. They gave him no beef, no nothing, no confrontation, nothing. He went in, got his kid, and helped other kids out of the window. So if that was a highly populated white town, do you think the outcome would be different?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
That
Put that on the
is.
screen.
Hmm. I mean, look at Sandy Hook.
Right.
All police should be looked at by the community before they become one.
And the police should come from that community. I
Fact.
don't know what is the case in Uvalde, but I know in a lot of situations they police neighborhoods that they're not a part of.
Mm-hmm. But what happened to officers just getting to know the community? Regardless of if you know if this is your area that you patrol, get to know Officer Joe Blow. Hey, there go Officer Joe Blow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then something happened, Joe Blow come. Man, Lovey, what you doing out here? Man, I'm just out here trying to sell a rock. You know, gas is high. Look, I'm gonna need for you to go ahead on and let that go. You know you do better. You can do better. You can find another way to get this money to pay gas. Go get on the pole. Something else. Something
I
else.
know your grandma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of thing. But as far as to the question that we did not answer, if it was, I don't think it would have been any different. I think it's about the state and how they feel about their guns. As far as what happened with the school, I mean, I the biggest issue is one that it happened again. And then the police did not go in, and it actually ended up being a Texas Border Patrol agent who took out the gunman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a miserable situation.
Yeah, but I don't think it would have mattered anyway because it is a predominantly Hispanic community, and you know Hispanics, they ride or die for each other.
Mhm.
So I don't think it matters because the officers were Hispanic, primarily Hispanic. So they just dropped the ball. Period. There's no justifying it.
Now, what I will say to that point is I wonder if they were funded differently because they are predominantly brown.
Mm.
Because they didn't have the tactical equipment to even deal with that. But you are in the same state where there was just a shooting, and I mean, a mass shooting, what, last year?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe give or take, when that man drove way across the country, I mean, way across the state to mow down all them Hispanics, and y'all ain't did nothing different.
I'm telling you, it is a small town, and they never thought that type of situation would arise in their community. Because what's the population? You know the population?
Mm-mm.
Bet you it's real small. Yeah, I'm sure it is. But I think that may play a part as well. Police funding and the number of occurrences that happens in that town. So,
And I will say this: the police force is only like 5 agents, 5 officers.
yeah, so it got to be super small.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a very small community. Everybody knows everybody. It's kind of like a Cheers community. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I mean, I hope they figure something out because
16,122 as of 2020.
16,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's small.
Mm-hmm.
That's small.
That's a college.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
indeed it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, you ready?
We ready.
All right.
Ready. Speaking of Atlanta,
So speaking of Atlanta, local rapper, or sorry, I guess everybody's not from here. Atlanta rapper Trouble was murdered last week in the bed of a friend. In which he was murdered by her ex-boyfriend.
of a week.
Yes, they just broke up a week ago. Um, and all of that took place in 7 minutes. The ex-boyfriend has turned himself in. He is currently facing charges of home invasion, felony murder, and aggravated assault. So he broke into the house and attacked the girlfriend, realized that trouble was laying there. They got into a skirmish, and then the guy ended up shooting him, and now he's dead. Where do we begin there? I don't want to like victim blame. I don't want to, because it's a lot of wrong in this situation. You got to know where you're going. You got to be careful where you lay your head. Either one, okay. I don't know what kind of conversations y'all had, because it says that they were friends, but I don't know if they only knew each other for a week or whatever. But if you just broke up with your ex, one part of it was the reason that they broke up was for domestic violence, as well as him not helping her pay the bills. That's something you should disclose to any potential partners. And fellas, take your time for you go to her house, because we sure take our time for you come to ours.
Well, I mean, that doesn't apply for her.
Why it doesn't?
We're taking her time. So what I heard on the street, literally on the street, because
Go ahead. Word on the street is,
word on street is that he had an event, and at the event, that's where they met, and then they took it back to the house, to her house. So my thing is, I don't care if we've been talking the whole week. You not coming back to my house and you laying up in my bed. Not when I've been with said dude for 3 years, when he could come and show up on my door, and I know for a fact that this man got some psychological issues. No, sir, no ma'am. You ain't gonna catch me doing no dirt in my house. No, I'm not. No. And like you said, men, y'all need to be way more careful, because these females out here, especially the 20s and early 30-year-olds, they have no regard. They don't care at all. You're not about to get me caught up. I'm just no. Oh no. I wish. But it's sad that he wasn't a lot more thoughtful in his thinking, because until I heard about his passing, I had never heard of him. But I saw a few videos where he was talking bad about women, and it was a lot, and I was just like, huh, okay. That's a little weird. And then you heard Soldier's Boy clap back, which I think was very, very wrong. Because if a person is gone and they're not here to be able to defend themselves, let it go. But Soldier Boy is petty. He is petty.
Super.
Yeah, petty Crocker. So, but yeah, that it's sad. It's really, really sad, because this young man has in fact lost his life all over some cookie.
And there's plenty of draws in the neighborhood. I mean, like, is it really worth it? Like, I mean,
what does she look like? I don't even know what she looks like. Did they show her?
Yeah, she's somewhere out there. I don't know. I'll be saying like that, but I'm just saying, like, does that? I'm not a man, so I don't know how this works. But does the urge hit you where you really just go blind? Like,
you don't say. You don't say. You're not a man.
I mean, I don't. Is it really to die for? Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, cause like, he's a celebrity, and he's from the A. Zone 6 at that. Like, y'all, you got to be quicker than that. You know what I mean? And you nowadays, Y'all already know. Cheating is everything. Loyalty ain't there. You know what I'm saying? It's get what you can get the way that you can get it. So it's hard to trust. You can't trust nobody after a week. You can't trust nobody after a week. And you know you a celebrity. You know.
Yeah.
Now, granted, in this case, he clearly, the guy that killed him was not coming for him. He was coming back to beat up the woman that he had just beat up a week before. And ladies, if y'all are in a domestic violence situation, you need to tell somebody, and you need to tell the person you dating. You don't need to date till you get that thing sold up, because that'll get both of y'all messed up. And she did file a restraining order or a police report against, or I guess she filed a restraining order, but she didn't finalize it. I don't know what difference it would have made, because, I mean, it's a piece of paper.
Right. He could still be in violation. Don't matter.
Yeah, but I mean, the paper ain't gonna stop him from coming through that door.
Right. Yeah. It's sad. It's
It is.
sad. It was an unnecessary move. And I don't understand what happened to resolution conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Like everything is I'm pulling out my gun first.
Yeah, they ain't got
on
no
site.
hands no more. They
Right.
don't throw hands.
Mm-mm.
They don't throw hands. And I didn't put a picture up, but Metro Boomin, also from Atlanta, his mother was shot by her boyfriend in another domestic violence situation. Like, first of all, fellas, why y'all beating up women? Where your hands at? Where your heart at? Like, this is not the trend we need to get on.
Right. That had always been one of my biggest fears, was getting involved with someone that was violent like that. Because I saw it with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she used to get the bricks beaten off of her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was about as big as a needle. She was small. But he used to tear her up. But he it was because that's what he saw his dad doing to his mom. So, you you emulate what you know. But but the cool part about it is a lot of these guys out here today, that's not the kind of background that they come from.
Nah.
It's not. But I don't know. We're just living in a totally different time, and I really wish that our OGs can reach out or reach back to the young ones and kind of talk to them and let them know, look, stop, put the guns down.
But I mean, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, I'm in agreement with you. But the thing about it is, the OGs are us.
Yeah.
We the OGs now.
I get it. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm auntie. Yeah, Lord.
When the last time you talked to somebody under 20?
Under 20?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that's under 20.
Okay. I mean, I have 2 nephews.
Unless my nieces.
But, yeah.
But as far as like boys, everyone that I know who has kids that are under 18, they're all pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't have any. But the 20-year-olds, oh yeah, I'm in their tail all the time. What you doing? Well, what you gonna do with your life? Well, what you thought about what your future is gonna look like? Because today ain't gonna always be today.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, especially my cousins. Shh. Child, I know I'm gonna have a talk with one of them next week.
Ooh.
I already know it. So yeah, I'm always trying to encourage folks to just do you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Because when life rolls around, you are only gonna be the responsible one, and nobody else is gonna. I'm not responsible for you, your mom, your pops, nobody but you.
Yeah.
And you can't blame nobody else for your downfalls.
Right.
Okay. Pastor Lovey,
yeah.
I'm about to sit down.
All right. This hot mess. Monique and D.L. Hughley having contract arguments. It is to the point now where they're having paperwork parties. Like, they posting
Did you say
Who's in
paperwork
their
parties?
contracts? Huh?
You said paperwork parties.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's what they doing. But I mean, the whole thing.
no, that's
Okay.
what she's doing. And he responded that one time. And then after that, he was like, okay, I'm going to use my platform. Sorry, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, you fine. You fine. But so was Monique out of line? Or
What? Is this a rhetorical question?
I'm just saying. So far I have not found anybody that is like, yes, sis, that's it. That's what's up. Mm-mm.
No, but Corey Holcomb, comedian Corey Holcomb, he made a very valid point. He was like, you decided to go on stage and try to destroy this man's character because you had no jokes. You
Oh.
have never had any jokes because you always ran with the fat, the skinny bitch comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you ain't really had no real comedy going on. I was like, oh.
Mm.
And then I don't know if you've heard her response because people was just like, okay, what you gonna say about that, Monique? Monique wanted no smoke. Oh, Corey been doing this for a long time. I'm gonna let Corey be Corey. Yeah, because you know he will annihilate you.
Mm. So do you think that she's coming at DL the way she is because of the way he is? Because he's not really that confrontational. Now he'll speak on it and he'll stand his ground, but he doesn't really do a lot of back and forth.
No, he doesn't, because when he does clap back, there's substance.
Oh yes, he always brings receipts now.
And so, I really don't know why she's aiming towards him, but she's really trying to alienate herself completely from Hollywood. And your daddy is gonna get you to where you ain't making no money at all. Did you hear the two of his responses?
No,
No.
no, that's why
What?
you here. Come on, resident celebrity specialist.
Okay, so his
Get it.
the first response was probably like maybe 3 days after the fact. And he was just like, my family had absolutely nothing to do with their grievances about the show. And basically you went after Tyler, Oprah, Lee, Steve, and now me. All of us can't be wrong.
Mm.
And basically he said, you need to take accountability, and because she even went after his dog. And so he was saying that dog was my dad's dog. And because my dad is no longer here, that is a piece of him that I will forever be with, until the dog passes, but that he'll be with me. He is my emotional support animal. And, I don't know why he went into that in great depth, but, just why are you coming after people that have absolutely nothing to do with this whole situation? And then he said, okay, so he was good. He's very eloquent in what he says and how he speaks.
So
And
hold on, I'm sorry. And who is this responding?
DL.
Oh, okay.
hmm So he was like, you basically said, so you going around calling this man your daddy. He was like, how is he your daddy, but he on your payroll? That ain't your daddy, that's your son.
Ooh, see, that's why you don't poke the bell. Do
And then
not poke the bell.
and then he was like, you keep running on this, I'm the queen of comedy. Well, hell, I'm the king of comedy, but you never hear me talk about it. So
Right,
how much longer you gonna be eating on that?
right.
I
Because I
was
mean,
like,
the Queens of Comedy is how old? Is that what? That's what you can go back to? I mean,
and she wasn't even funny. She wasn't. Monique has not. I like her better as an actress versus as a comedian.
mm-hmm.
Um, and she was never. I know way funnier comedians than her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even a big fan of Tiffany Haddish, but I think she's funnier than Monique.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of hers either.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, So I was like, okay, DL, I hear you. So then she clapped back, and then she involved. Oh no,
His
because
daughter.
his daughter. But she also mentioned that in the first response because she was like, um, basically saying, well, all this up in arms that you are about what I've said, well, how come you didn't have that same energy when it came to protecting your daughter when she was being molested?
Oh, trifling. Mm.
And so that's when he was just like, my family has absolutely nothing to do with this. And then his daughter responded to her in a tweet. It
Mm-hmm.
was no, it was the IG. And I didn't read it all because it was long. But she basically, no, one of his other daughters spoke
Mm-hmm.
on the sister's behalf,
Okay.
and was just like, this has nothing to do with us, with her. Why are you gonna re-traumatize her? So
Right.
my dad is not perfect, but my dad has, reconciled with us. And if he's done that with us, it shouldn't matter what you think. It shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks. So, um, the daughter said that she would like to, if you want to sit down and talk about it, we can. So here go Monique. Yeah, we could talk about it. We could go on your dad's show. Tell DL to set it up. All
Mm.
right. So then DL came back and was like, you will never be on my show. I will never talk to you again.
Yeah. And I don't blame him. And that's the high road. That's the best thing he can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best thing he can do. At some point, Monique is gonna have to realize what a problem she is.
Mm-hmm.
And take accountability. You ain't got to be like that. Even if you have been wronged, to grab the microphone and on your, I won't say her first time back, but kind of on the bounce back, and this is what you come out and do. This is what you present. Like, you're not building a case for yourself at all. Like, nobody's gonna support that.
Nope. Not at all. Um, so also a part of her grief, I don't know if you know about this, was she went on his show a few years back. Did you hear about this?
No.
She went on his show a few years back and he has a co-host. Her name is Jasmine. So they were playing a game and it's called Who Would You Rather? Or Would You Rather? So the question was, would you rather see your husband have sex with Lee Daniels unprotected or Corinne Steffens, aka Superhead, unprotected?
So the wait, sorry. So the question is asking, would you rather see your husband, a man, sleep with a
Sydney.
man or a whore?
Unprotected.
Oh. Okay.
So she felt some kind of way about that, of course, as anyone should.
Right.
Because why would you, number one, why would you even ask that question when you know how hard Monique rides for Sydney?
Oh boy.
So why would you even play with something like that? Like,
Right.
period. So I guess she let them know that she wasn't happy with this game or the question. So they never aired that portion of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the points that DL had said. It was just like, if that's what you were upset about, that never aired. No one has ever seen the day of light of that.
Mm.
So, Monique, it's all about personal growth. You got to be able to step back and realize, what part am I playing? Because again, it can't be everybody.
Right. Everybody but you.
Everyone but you. You got to be able to take some type of accountability. But she's an old dog who is not changing her spot. She going to go to her deathbed like that. She not going to change. That woman
Well,
almost 60 years
and
old.
I guess I'm maybe shocked a little bit because I thought she was kind of on the road to healing. She went through the weight loss and the feel good videos. She had some good. Well, I know you never really cared for her, so you didn't really watch a lot of them.
I
But
watched a
she did.
few.
She had some positive things to put out where she wasn't all Precious's mama every time.
Where
But
she was telling you to watch what antiperspirant you use that don't have aluminum and all that. Oh, okay, sorry. That was one of her feel good videos.
okay, all right. Moving on. We've killed this topic. Thank you. Speaking of
Speaking of
horse.
Steve,
So Lori Harvey has broken up with Michael B. Jordan because he was ready to commit and be in it for the long run, and she was not. Of course, social media has had a lot to say about it, understandably for a lot of reasons. But one of the things that has come out, let me see if I can read this post without this thing being up here. Nope. But basically, this quote came with this with a separate picture of them. But basically, that women say they want a real man that respects them, loves them, and treats them like a queen. A man that doesn't cheat or have a bunch of kids with different women. A man that knows how to provide. A man that is faithful. A man that spends money on them. A man that motivates and encourages them. Then, when they get a man that meets these requirements, they don't want to be with him. I can't read it. Oh, because he was too nice and they didn't want to commit to him. Now, that's not the case. I mean, I don't know what the case is with them, but to put this out here like this is why you can't be a good man, this is why you don't need to be a good guy, or this is why good guys finish last is a false narrative. And that's what I don't want taken away from this, because, there are good men out here and they deserve a good woman. You just have to be selective. Because rule number one in dating is you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Sorry for those elders, but I'm just saying.
I said I was
The
thinking that
only
in
thing
my
she
head.
hasn't done is been with the Holy Ghost, because she been with the Father and the Son. But this is what you decided to pursue. I'm just saying. If anything was ever for the streets, like what happened with her in Future? Did she break up, or if he broke up, or did he break up with her? Because if Future let her go, ding, 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 sign.
I'm sure she let him go because he was probably having another baby.
Well, that's his part-time job.
Okay, my thing is this. Boo, you are 10 years her senior. That was not going to work because Lori is for the streets. Okay? What does she do anyway?
Sleep with men, with celebrities.
I was like, what is your profession? Like, what are you doing? Do you have something behind your name? Because I'm still trying to figure out, what does Marjorie do?
Oh, mom queen, but we'll get to that in a minute. But so is this? So would you call her like, what is it? Ladies with lunch? Ladies who lunch?
Ladies who lunch. Who, Marjorie?
No, Lori.
Nah, she ain't old enough to be doing all that. But Lori, I mean, she's a cute girl, beautiful girl, but that wasn't going. If that is in fact the case, that she just wasn't ready, then it should not have taken you a year and a half to kind of see that.
Right.
But I don't know, Michael. Date your, date your age.
Yeah.
Or older.
Yeah.
I think he needs an older one, not too old. Like someone my. No, that's. I don't think I could date a 35-year-old. But 40 will be a good stretch. But that wasn't gonna work out. I just couldn't be with somebody that I know that has publicly been out here jumping from dude to dude, because we don't know if she's been betting all of them.
Come on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right.
But I just could not. That's just like The Game. He had an interview and he was talking about how he told Kanye how Kim was in bed. Like, now make sure that you don't do this, because she don't like that. Like, it's just it's the mind, it's the mental game for me. Like, I couldn't be, say, like, I'm in the industry. I don't want to say. Say like Lilia has a boyfriend, because I don't want to use nobody's husband. I don't want to use that as an example. But Lilia's boyfriend they break up, and then I was just like, oh, let me go ahead and
Try that.
try that. I'm not gonna do that. That's what happened to girl code
Yeah. What?
or
Mm.
guy code.
Or codes, period.
Period.
Because, like,
I guess we too old school for that.
if she was with Future, yeah, I don't want her at all. I mean, just saying,
She is
like,
a drive-by. Lori Harvey is a drive-by. She is a snack. You do not keep her for the long haul. She's not ready. A
mm-mm.
25-year-old, well, I wouldn't condone anyone being completely exclusive at 25. You're not ready.
Mm, maybe not these days. And here's why. And I'm gonna pause here. I'm glad you brought this up. Because, that also came out was that, well, she's just 25. First of all, that's a whole adult. Okay. Um,
Yeah, but they're
and
not
the
as
difference,
mature.
huh?
They're not as mature as we
No.
were.
Oh no, they're not. And they're not even encouraged to be. And also, like, at 25, one of the reasons, like, married, like, specifically black women are marrying later in life and less often. Part of that, in my opinion, I don't have no scientific proof, is because the onus or the importance of marriage is not what it used to be. And part of the requirement for children, for bearing children, was that you be married first. So now we're in a society where it's just like, have a kid, get a husband later. Don't even have a kid. Don't even try and make nothing work with the baby daddy, whatever. And I'm not saying it's one person or the other, but as a society, just coming together and getting married is no longer like a goal. It's not a life moment that is encouraged the way that it was for us. Because when coming up, it was a couple of things: go to school or finish school, go to college, get married, have kids, retire. Travel, do stuff like that along the way, but that was it. Now it's kind of like, go to school, TikTok, have a kid.
Okay, V.
Oh, and maybe a husband.
Yeah. Okay, V. Yes, your brain is functioning at 25. It is developed at 25. However, and I have always held this stance because I've seen it firsthand in my family with my friends where they got married at 25, 26. Few years down the line, they getting divorced. You're not ready. You're not ready. You still trying to find your own self. You have to be able to be confident in yourself enough to be able to share self with someone else. Because I don't believe in this whole thing of, oh, you make me whole. No, Neil. I was whole before you got here.
Yeah.
You compliment me. I compliment you, but I don't need you to make me whole. You should be able to bring that to the table anyway. But as a 25-year-old, what were you doing at 25, Aaron?
I was married.
Mm-hmm. And what was the outcome?
That was number two. That was number 2.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Were you still finding yourself?
No, actually, I don't. But
What?
again, we're talking about like us at 25. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about us at 25. So me at 25, I was pretty grown. I mean, I was on my own. I had a good job, so I thought. You know what I mean? Because it was my first salary job where I could afford to do stuff and all of that. And I don't think I was so much of finding myself as I was figuring out what I wanted out of a man or in a spouse. I could say that much.
Okay, so when you and I met, no, you weren't married. So, but there was still, how old were you when we met?
26.
Okay. So we was at the bootleg job.
Yes.
Anybody that got there to that lowest point, you had to sit down and have a strong and long talk with yourself. What you gonna do with yourself? Why are we here? There has
Mm-hmm.
got to be a better way. And I was 30, 36, 35, 36. So in a sense, you were trying to figure out what you want, what you can do with your life to make it better.
Yeah, but that's career wise.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's still a sense of self. But then now you're trying to complicate it by bringing in another person of the same age or around the same age that's in the same situation. I can't work on you. You can't work on me. We got to work on each other. And then we got to figure out this thing called marriage. That's
Together.
hard. That's hard.
If you understand the requirements of marriage, like what
And
it takes to
most
really make a
don't.
marriage work.
Unless you had an example of it in your house, you didn't know. I talk about that from week to week on Married at First Sight. These children don't know nothing. They romanticize about the idea of being married. Oh, I want to have the big party. Oh, this is my husband. But then they don't want to do the work.
But I don't even think that marriage is romanticized these days, like by generations under us. I mean, obviously, we still hold marriage sacred. We understand, the sanctity of it. But like younger generations don't romanticize it. I think that we actually romanticized it a little more than them. Now we have a more, because I guess we have a less propensity for divorce than current generations. Like current generations are getting divorced less because they're married less.
Aaron,
Hmm?
Married at First Sight.
Okay.
I see it every season. And they readily admit it. This is not what I thought marriage is going to be. This is work.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look out for him. And everything, because generally it's always the women. Like, well, what is he gonna do for me? And you need to look at my feelings, and you hurt my feelings. And I'm like, well, what about his?
Yeah.
So when I say that they romanticize marriage, I don't mean like the full-fledged relationship of itself.
Mm-hmm.
They're thinking of the big day. And they're thinking of the title.
Gotcha.
But they're not actually looking at the overall picture. It is a full-fledged working relationship. You have to work on it on a daily basis, but you have to have a sense of who you are. Now, I'm not saying it, not all. I'm not saying all 20-something-year-olds are like that. There are some that are definitely a cut above the rest. But like I said, I have friends who have been married 20-something years. And it was a long uphill battle. And now they're on the easy street. They gliding down the hill now because they've been together so long. So would I encourage it? No. But if you know someone who is younger and they're opting to get married and, oh, this is the love of my life, you show how many beds you've been in. Have you really gotten your inner hoe out? I mean, you can be an inner hoe to your husband or to your wife because that's how it should be. But, I don't know. Me, myself, I just don't encourage it.
Well, I mean, I think that it is a little harder when there's an age gap with him being 35 and her being 25.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least if you guys are the same age, you kind of have the similar desires. Either you're on the same page about I like to go out every night or every weekend, or you're on the same page about being a homebody, staying home, not doing a whole lot. But when you have that gap, especially from 25 to 35, because baby, anything over 30, that's a whole different ball game right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and now you talk about 25. Oh, it's 10 years, but that really is like 15, 15 years once you break across that 30 threshold.
Yeah, and then for him, having been in the industry for what, 15, 16, maybe even 17 years, he didn't seen and been through a lot.
Yeah.
So I think there was a disadvantage from the beginning.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it because they're a gorgeous couple,
Yeah.
but beauty ain't everything.
All right.
Mm-mm. Okay.
Kevin
Oh,
Gates and Dreka.
I don't know her. Who is Dreka?
His wife.
Oh, well, I knew he was married, but what's the
She's sleeping with the personal trainer, and he want to act like he hurt. And I say he want to act like, but I mean he's probably hurt because men can never just take what they dish out.
Mhm.
But how Sway? Why you mad? Take your first of all, because you had a whole sex tape out, sir. With like, first of all, you should have been shamed all the way around. Shame because it was not your wife. Shame because of what you put out. Shame because it was shot. All right, everything. Like
the film? Oh, you said everything.
everything. Like,
Mhm.
okay,
Oh, that wasn't his wife that he was with?
that was not his wife.
Oh,
That was not his wife.
again, people like the title because I remember when he was on Wendy Williams. That's how I was really introduced to him, and he was
Mhm.
just like, "Yeah, my wife, my wife, my wife." You like the title, but you don't want to do the work. Neither one of y'all.
It's about kind of wanting your cake and having it, or having your cake and wanting it too, or eating it too. Sorry, because like I have legitimately seen him like do the right things, for a video. Like, oh, he really loves her and this, that, the third, or whatever. But when it comes to dealing with these industry people, especially rappers, like, how you gonna be okay with a man who makes a living disrespecting you? Like, that legitimately puts food on your table. Every time he get on that track and talk about this girl and that girl that ain't you while he with you, you being disrespected. But you eating good, baby. You eating good.
Jason
Video
said
after video.
Wait, Jason said we off the chain. How we off the chain? This is wild. Well, for me anyway.
Oh yeah, we PG-13 right here. We just telling facts. We just telling facts. But hey, Jason, thank you for joining us. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Okay, it is what it is. Now you mad, and I guess he's mad because it was the personal trainer, so it was probably the one person you thought. But I mean, when you cheating, there ain't nothing off limits. Like, you can't say I hurt you and you get to hurt me back, but I'm gonna tell you how you get to hurt me back. Like,
that part.
You either control you either control yourself or deal with the consequences. Period. And she's a woman, baby. We petty. We petty. You lucky it wasn't your brother or your dad or something. Like, because trust me, if she gonna stay, if she stay with you, she cheating. She cheating. I'm so sorry. And y'all ain't been in no counseling. You ain't had to do nothing. Like, okay, she just, I forgive you. That's because you ain't found out about her stuff yet. Okay. No. No. No, ma'am. No, sir. We're not doing that. Use goods. No. You for the streets. Go be in them.
How old is Kevin Gates?
Too old to be doing this foolishness.
Oh, okay.
Let me look it up. Ooh, almost knocked my water over. You didn't say nothing about the fact that I'm drinking water.
I saw that earlier. I was like, oh, she drinking water meanwhile back at the ranch, I'm over here with a cocktail.
Of course.
What? Of course.
Oh, did I say that out loud? He's 36. Over 30. Like, once you get over 30, you got to get that whore up out you.
Some men don't grow up.
You can't turn her into a housewife or a husband. Period.
Oh.
I mean, first of all, like, bruh, you started putting on dresses, feathers in your hair. You don't know what color you want the way you doing too much. You was too far out there. She had to go get her man because you wouldn't know one no more. But okay, we can move on. I feel like that. Oh, I feel like that. And I like
Well,
gay music. But baby, he went,
move
I don't
on.
know.
Move on.
Oh,
Moving on.
okay.
Can't.
All right.
Oh, to this
Yeah.
foolishness. This shenanigans.
T.I. and his son King. So a couple weeks ago now, King got into a verbal altercation at a Waffle House over some pickles on his food. He ordered a meal. He ordered it with no pickles. The cook put pickles on it. So he went in on live stream and acted a whole donkey. So this is not even about him acting a fool. He's 17 years old. Okay. Today we're gonna talk about his daddy. Excusing it. Huh? What?
We just gonna skirt over him?
No, we're gonna address it all. We're gonna address it all. I'm gonna start with his daddy though.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with his
Well, how
daddy.
you gonna start with the daddy if
Okay, well then go ahead then. Go ahead then. Go ahead. How we gonna do this?
I'm just saying we gotta give the backstory for those who may not be fully aware. King was very disrespectful to the cook.
And the entire restaurant,
Well,
really.
yeah, to the entire restaurant, because those of you who have been inside of a Waffle House, it's an open kitchen. You see everything. So I could literally be right here with the person that's behind the counter. So yeah, he went on live and was just completely disrespectful. And the fact that nobody hemmed this little boy up, because you feel as though because you got Harris attacked onto your last name that you're untouchable. That's why you're talking like that. You're talking like that because you got people, you got detail.
Yeah, because you got T.I. as your dad. Because you ain't no gangster, bro. You grew up in the suburbs. You ain't come from this. Your daddy know about it. Your daddy know how it's supposed to go, and he lucky you came home.
Right, because ain't nothing going on up at Eagles Landing. Okay. All right, so go ahead, old punk ass daddy.
Yeah, cause I feel some type of way about the whole thing. So, okay. So before I even get into it, I'm gonna play T.I.'s answer or response to the fight, and then we're gonna talk about it on the other side. Let's hope that my technology works, because sometimes it don't. I can hear you.
I know.
That's just the world we living in right now. You dig? So I got to wrap my mind around that. I have to make those necessary adjustments as a parent. And you know what I'm saying, man? Of course I spoke with my son. Me and his uncles. We were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who is at such another level of life. You dig? I didn't understand that. And I had to explain to him that, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your life. Because they not happy with themselves. No way they could be happy with you. You dig? Of course I understand that. He don't understand it yet. He still got a lot of testosterone he working through. It's very remedial when it comes to the real meat and potatoes of the discussion. Okay, it's important to speak about the fact that he graduated with honors on the A&B honor roll at 17, not even 18 yet. Why is this? I don't understand what world we're living in. Well, this is what we rather promote. Because whether you know it or not only are you promoting it, you're not just kind of like putting it out there for my son and like, showing his failures or showing his shortcomings. You're also promoting it to your children and other people's children.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, you surprised me. Thank you, Lovey, for that edit. She put that little thing at the end. Okay, thank you. But okay, it took me a lot. It took a lot for me to make it through that, y'all. It took a lot for me to make it through that. Look, I'm hot. I'm hot. Let me breathe. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna need Clifford Harris to take a trip back to Center Hill. I'm gonna need him to go back to Donnelly Holloway, because it ain't Bankhead no more, and it ain't even no Bankhead courts. But at least go back there and kind of remind yourself of what you came from. Because how dare you sit up here and talk about a short order cook and tell anybody that he miserable? First of all, people do volunteer to work at places. Okay. People do volunteer to work at places willingly. It's not a halfway house. It's not, you 1 foot in prison, 1 foot out, and they put you at Waffle House. Like, no. So don't, about why would you go back and forth with a short order cook? Better yet, sir, why would you go back and forth with an adult? You still a child. And if I didn't play the whole clip, but he was going on and on about, why is this adult talking to my son? Why is your son talking to an adult like that? Because couldn't be me. And then you talking about what we promoting? Ooh, my groceries at the door. Did you hear the doorbell? My groceries are at the door. Go ahead. Just share your 2 cents. Let me mute myself.
Oh, Lord. Well, to piggyback off of what she just said, yes. Where is the accountability? Why are we not teaching our children right from wrong? I mean, I don't care if he did just graduate from high school. You still a child. You still under my roof. At least this man got a job. What you got?
Exactly.
You ain't out here making no music, at least any viable music that's playing on the airways. At least Damani had
a song
something
or two.
played, something. And then that's what I don't understand. The rest of these kids, you never hear about them. They are very respectable children, okay? They respect their elders. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. But King always been bad.
Yeah, but at least he been fighting children. That's something that children do. They fight, but even still today, like, bro, that boy 17. That boy 17 years old. He ready to go to jail. Why? That shouldn't even be in his mindset. He grew up in the suburbs. He ain't never been through the struggle. He ain't never been hungry for longer than 15 minutes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? At some point, you should have taught that boy some manners. They messed up the food at Waffle House. First of all, you're lucky if it come out at all. You know what I'm saying? It's Waffle House. You can't have high standards.
Be no high expectation. Yeah, you cannot.
You know what I'm saying? You acting like you went to Ruth Chris, bro. You coming in here flossing with all this money and said, why is you at Waffle House? It ain't that good. You 17, so you ain't drunk. You ain't trying to cure no hangover. Go somewhere where your money can take you. Like, leave us the Waffle House. Why are you at Waffle House anyway? Because you wanted to put on. You rolling up on somebody that ain't. The only reason you didn't get touched was because you were Clifford Harris's son. That's it. Because they don't want to see your daddy. Ain't nobody worried about you. Because you run up and get done up. You want to run up and grown folks, you won't get dealt like a grown person. Mm-hmm. You get your ass whipped one time, you'll learn. Excuse me, mom. I'm sorry. But, hey, you want to talk about he a boy. He got all this testosterone. Oh, okay. Well, then let him get his tail whooped a couple times then. And then later on in the clip, he was like, oh, I'm glad it went the way. T.I. He was like, oh, I'm glad it went the way that it did. Because if it would have went different, then this and that. And, he got uncles and brothers and he got me and all that. So now, because your son got pickles in a meal that he didn't request, now we got to be all this. Now we got to have somebody else on the t-shirt. Like, do you understand the days that we in? It is a delicacy, a blessing for our black men to make it out this door and back. And you want to sit here and kudos your son, give your son kudos for acting a donkey at the Waffle House over some pickles? Like, you see what happened to Trouble. You see what's happening every day in these streets, and you want your son acting a fool about some pickles, and you want us to just brush it off? You want us to celebrate the fact that he graduated at 17, which so did I. AB honor roll, so did I. Okay, what are you saying? Like, congratulations, you did your job, son.
Right. That was your only job.
That was your only job. You ain't had not now job, but act a fool. That's it. That was, go to school, get the grades, act a fool.
I really used to like T.I. I used to revere him because I was like, oh, he's so intelligent. No, he's not. No, he's not. Well, it was a presentation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was a facade. But everything really came to a head when he and Tiny split up for that split second.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was coming out with all of his chauvinistic ways and thoughts. And I was just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Hey, Courtney Jones.
But I mean, like, and to be clear, I have been a long time Clifford Joseph Harris Jr. fan. Okay, like that long. Like, I used to take off work to go get his CD. Yes, that long ago. If I didn't take off work, I was going in late because I was going to be at Best Buy or Media Play. Okay, y'all, I'm telling my age, but I used to go to Media Play to get his album. Okay, like, I've been a T.I. fan for a long time, but this time I'm disappointed. I'm super disappointed. You missed a teachable moment. You missed a teachable moment, and you've been gone from the West Side for too long. You've been down there and living high on the hog for too long. And you're lucky you got your son home.
It was a Waffle House in Eagles Landing?
Yeah. But is that the one that he went to?
I don't know. That's what V say.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the city. Because first of all, and then the boy was in there acting a fool. They ain't know who he was at first. Then he started rattling off whose child he was.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, Jason.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Thanks for joining a Crip and a Missus.
Right. But again, like, let me use my words. I'm still really frustrated about that whole thing. Like, especially because it's T.I. It's certain people you expect it from, but then you talking about we were all young. That's why you teaching better, because you've been there before. You've been that knucklehead boy.
Where you was from the streets.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Man. Okay, you talking about that 17-year-old boy. What if it's like, okay, imagine if it's how old, I don't even know how old the dude was. 25, 27.
Girl, you know they older than that.
Not all of them.
Oh.
But I mean, what does that mean? That person's mind state. So you want us to consider the fact that your child is 17, but you don't want your son to consider the fact that that's an adult he talking to.
That's just trying to work.
Just trying to work. People make mistakes. I could give it to him if he went in there and said, "Excuse me, sir," and then the cook spazzed out. Oh, by all means, I'm going off then. Mm-hmm. But you King sat in the car going through his food and said, "Oh, I'm about to J down." He put on before he even went in there, and then you live streaming it. So now you just doing this for likes and views.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good way to mess around and be world star. Get your ass whooped.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And all it takes is one person to touch you. At this point, everybody feel like you need to have your behind whooped, but ain't nobody gonna do it. But since somebody started it, you know what I'm saying, the floodgates are now open. It's
oh my God.
Our son, we understand we're gonna have to pay the price for this. So Bumpy, we going all in.
Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm trying to see because I used to listen to his podcast, and I'm trying
to.
I've
listened to it a couple times.
Yeah, that's all he got out of me too. And I probably won't listen to it anymore after this because it's kind of hard. Oh, did I? Oh, I deleted it. He must have said something that pissed me off. It sure is not here, but I was trying to look and see if he addressed the situation, but I don't have it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, he must have really said something to make me mad to where I no longer wanted to hear what he had to say. But I was gonna say that it's kind of hard for me to separate the man from the artist.
mhm.
I have no interest. I listen to your old music,
Oh yeah.
but not on new music, and I don't even want to. I really care less to hear what you have to say, like in an interview. No, I'm good. You and Tiny just sitting back, drugging folks,
You're right. Doing
swinging
all,
from chandeliers and stuff. So
and you ain't young.
that part.
Okay. All right. So the moral of the story is accountability. Today's word is accountability. Okay.
Mhm. Oh man, I really look like I'm sitting in my living room.
Girl, bye. I know. Okay, it's about time to wrap up the show. Let me give y'all the black fact, and so we can get up out of here. But before I do, thank you, Miss Lovey, for joining us or joining me for this episode. It has been a pleasure. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. So welcome back. Thank you
I
for being
know.
here.
Oh, welcome back. Oh, okay. I have missed this. I have. We have to do this more often, like
We
maybe
do.
once a month or
Something like that. Oh,
something
okay.
like
So you're
that.
gonna say it on film, so I can't deny it. Like run it back, Turbo. Okay. All right. All right, so this week's black fact is Madam C.J. Walker. Y'all know I can't ever get this clear, right? That's about as clear as I got. Oh, look at that. We got a little clearness. Anyways, Madam C.J. Walker, born December 23rd, 1867 to May 25th, 1919. She was an entrepreneur, philanthropist, and political social activist. First black female self-made millionaire in America. World's most successful female entrepreneur of her time and one of the most successful African Americans. She made her fortune by developing and marketing a line of beauty and hair products for Black women, made financial donations to numerous organizations, and became a patron of the arts. In 1993, she was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame in Seneca, New York. Again, that is your black fact. And that is Madam CJ Walker. To everyone on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we appreciate your time. We appreciate your support. Thank you for letting us have a little bit of your Saturday, and we look forward to doing it again. Until we return, stay safe. See you soon. Take care. I am your host, Mrs. Erin Willis. Good night.